Hello and welcome. If you are anything like me, you have been chomping at the bit for a new Animal Crossing game and a mainline game. You're waiting for the Switch 2, you're desperate, you've done everything there is to do in New Horizons, you've watched all the content, you've redecorated everything, and you're like, give me a new game and give it to me now. This is me projecting. You keep hearing everybody talk about new game, new Animal Crossing game coming out, and you're like, yeah, no, that's a phone game. That's not what I want. So this is definitely me projecting. So now you're asking yourself, okay, is this phone game worth it? Am I really about to pay $10 for a phone game? Is it really going to scratch that Animal Crossing itch for me? Maybe you never played Pocket Camp before. Maybe you used to play Pocket Camp and you spent a ton of money in it and now you're pissed that you have to spend more money to keep all your progress. What is going on in this game? What are the pros and cons? Is it worth it for your playstyle and what you enjoy? Those are kind of the major points we're going to go over today, but remember, my pros and cons might not be the same as your pros and cons, so I'll list things off as my pros and cons, and then you can shuffle them into your personalized lists, PRN. Before we get started talking about my pros and cons, a few little good to know things, disclaimers, I suppose. While I'll refer to this as a phone game pretty frequently, it is a mobile game. I play it on a tablet, and I think that I would like it a lot less if I played it on a phone. I don't like using my finger to control where my character is going to walk. I don't like trying to decorate or read itty bitty things on my phone. So having it on my tablet, I think makes me like it like 30% more. Something else to keep in mind is that my tablet actually has a pen with it, and I think that makes the gaming experience a lot more enjoyable for me. This does not come with any kind of controller compatibility. It is with your little meat hooks or with a stylus only. Something else to keep in mind is that I did not play OG Pocket Camp at all. I downloaded it just to get the special items and New Horizons that were linked to it, and that was it. I maybe putted around on there for a few minutes at a time, and I was like, whoop, that's what I came for, that's what I wanted, now I'm out. So this review is really coming from someone who has never ever touched Pocket Camp before. I got my start playing Animal Crossing and New Horizons, but I have gone back and I have played the older games on the GameCube and the DS and such. Enough with all my rambling, let's get on to my pros list first, because it is longer. This game does look and feel like Animal Crossing. It really matches up with the whole Animal Crossing IP, and while it's not as big as a mainline game, of course, I'm not expecting it to be, it does scratch that Animal Crossing itch. And I do feel compelled to play it every single day, even if it's just for a few minutes. So if you're worried that this would feel not truly like Animal Crossing, not like the world of Animal Crossing, fear not. It does really mesh well with everything we've been given previously. I was also worried about this being a mobile game. Animal Crossing is special to me. I want it to feel like it runs well, like it performs well. That was my shoulder that just popped. Like it provides all those things that I love about Animal Crossing that make them solid, really immersive games. And for this being a phone game, a mobile game, it runs so well. I am so surprised. It's not laggy, it's not lacking. I don't feel like there was a lot of sacrifice made. Obviously, it is in the style of a mobile game, but there are so many things to do. It looks beautiful. All things considered, thumbs up from me on that. But keep in mind, I play on a tablet, which is a much bigger screen than a phone. So, keep that in mind for yourself in case you have old lady eyes like me. One part of this game that is a big standout for me is the villager interaction. You can appoint one villager to be kind of your head villager, your camp caretaker, and it is amazing. They do so much work for you. Imagine that, your animal's actually being helpful in Animal Crossing. And they follow you around, and it is so cute. I love that so much. Teddy is currently my camp caretaker, and I have him holding a bunch of Christmas presents because it's Christmas time. And whenever he follows me around, he has this big goofy smile on his face as he just runs after me. And my fiance was like, wow, he just looks like a dopey, happy manservant who's just happy to carry your shopping bags and run around behind you. And then he got quiet for a minute and he's like, oh, I'm Teddy, aren't I? So it is so nice to have a villager buddy who comes everywhere with you. It also feels a lot easier to kind of collect them all and have access to more villagers. You can shuffle them around at your campsite much more easily. If you're someone who is really into collecting the villagers, this might be more enjoyable for you than New Horizons because it was just so hard to shuffle around villagers, even villagers who used to live on your island. You couldn't invite them back even though you'd already hunted for and found them. And I do really enjoy the villager dialogue so far. It's nothing crazy, but it is enjoyable. The villagers really feel like themselves. Another big pro for me is that bells, crafting materials, leaf tokens, they are so easy to come by. I don't ever feel like I'm like, ooh, should I spend this many bells? Ooh, should I spend my leaf tokens? Oh no, I don't have materials that I need to craft this thing. And if I don't have them, I just use a few leaf tokens and poof, I do have them. So resources, very easy to come by. I don't feel like I'm having to grind for a bunch of stone for crafting or anything like that, which I really enjoy. Another pro is just variety. This game offers a ton of items for decorating. I have not even scratched the little surface of items that you can acquire and craft either via the fortune cookie lottery or by crafting to decorate your island. It's just there's so many. I'm blown away, and they're beautiful. They're wonderful. And not only is there a variety of items for decorating, there's just also a variety of things to do. There's plenty of fetch quests. There's seasonal events. You can go collecting the villagers. You can collect your friends' camper cards or even strangers' camper cards. Overall, it does feel like a bit of a watered down version of New Horizons, but in the best way. I'm not expecting this to be New Horizons. It is a phone game after all, and it's like 1/6 of the price or something, you know? So it being a watered down version of New Horizons is a compliment. It is a maybe more simplified version of New Horizons, if you will. Something that you can just spend a couple minutes puttering around on while you're waiting in line to, you know, get your groceries or something like that. Speaking of waiting around while you're in line, this game is offline, and that is a huge pro for me. That might not be a huge pro for you, depending on how you like to play. The game being offline means you can play anywhere, anytime, no data or Wi-Fi needed. It's the entire reason I'm able to have this game on my tablet instead of my phone, because I'm gonna probably play this game a lot while I am passenger princessing in the car. And this game being offline means that I don't need data, I don't need Wi-Fi, I can have it on my tablet and not have to worry about, oh, I can't play this in the car because I don't have any data on my tablet. Some people do, but I don't. That's a weird concept to me. It's just a foreign concept to me. I can play it when I am sitting around in a coffee shop or, you know, anywhere that you wouldn't want to connect to the Wi-Fi or wouldn't have any Wi-Fi, or if you don't have data. So I think being offline makes this a great game. Another pro about this game being offline is friends. If you do not have very many friends who play this game or play very regularly, no problem. Scan their camper cards, scan random strangers' camper cards. Just gather up all these offline in-game friends. They'll basically become sort of NPCs that will give you gifts and help you with tasks. And you don't truly have to be playing with the other person. You don't have to play at the same time. Heck, you don't even have to know them at all. You scan a random camper card that you saw on Google Images, poof, that person becomes an NPC at, you know, KK Slider's little concert hall, and they can help you with tasks. So if you're really looking for a game that you can chill and play truly by yourself, this is a winner in that aspect. I think many of us who play Animal Crossing are busy working adults, and trying to find time where you and your friend can both be online to get something accomplished, it can feel really tedious and make the game feel really, I don't know, like work, like a chore. But just having easy access to your friends as friendly little NPCs is perfect. I love that offline aspect. At the time of recording this, I have had Pocket Camp complete for about 10 days, and I have felt compelled to play every single day. It really does draw you in. It doesn't feel like I have to get on and play every single day, because so far the events seem to run for quite a few days. And my camp caretaker is helping me out with things, gathering things while I'm not playing. So I don't feel like I have to play every day to keep up with it like a chore, but I feel compelled to do it because it's enjoyable. I want to. So every day I log on for at least a few minutes, and that is a pro in my mind. It's something that keeps me coming back for more. All right, those are all the pros. Now we're gonna get into my cons. The first and biggest con for me is price. $10 is already a lot for a mobile game. You know, I can't think of any other app that I've ever spent $10 on. And for some reason, Nintendo is like, in an arbitrary amount of time, 2 months, it's going to increase to double the price. So at 20 bucks, absolutely not. 10 bucks already hurt a little bit to shell out for, but there is a lot of content and, you know, updates are planned. So at 10 bucks, okay. At 20 bucks, what the heck? At the end of the day, this is a revamped version of a game that Nintendo has had out and made a lot of money on for years and years. And if I was someone who had spent a lot of real world money on the OG Pocket Camp, I would be pissed that I had to pay $10 to keep all of those items that I had paid real money for, and like to even have access to them. Imagine you spend all that real money and then Nintendo's like, hey, you want to keep all those things, all that progress? Spend some more real money, transfer all of it, or lose it all. So from that aspect, I can't speak fully, but I almost feel like this game is better enjoyed as a first-time player. But that could be coming from a place of as someone who really hates microtransactions in games. I find them very infuriating. I mentioned that bells, crafting materials, leaf tokens, those are all really easy to get. Complete tickets, on the other hand, are not easy to get. And there are so many items that feel really locked behind these complete tickets right now, and I'm okay with them being scarce. It gives you a reason to play the game, you know, rarity makes you want it more, it makes it exciting. But then you get a complete ticket, and you just have to take a gamble on the item that you want. If they're going to be so rare, I kind of think that you should be able to get exactly the item that you want for them. In the game's defense, though, these other fortune cookies will, I think, eventually cycle into the shop and you will have more control via your stamp card. In the beginning, it feels frustrating. I'm sure this is something that will feel less frustrating as the game goes on, but I just wanted to mention it to you in case you're the type of person who this really frustrates. Something else that is a bit of a con for me is arbitrary wait times. When I go to craft an item, sometimes it's like, oh, this item will be crafted in 1 minute, and other times it's like, come back in 16 hours. These arbitrary craft times feel a little, I don't know, phone game gimmicky. I just don't like them. I'm so used to in New Horizons, just like, I have all the materials, dope, I'm gonna craft it. But the trade-off here is that you pretty much always have all the materials, so you're not grinding for materials. So I get it. They don't want to just give everything to you instantaneously, then there would be no real reason to play the game. So the arbitrary wait times, they feel a little bit annoying. They do have a place, but if you are someone that is very, very bothersome to, this might not be the game for you. I'm mentioning it as a con, even though I don't like hate it. It's just something that I'm like, this is a touch annoying and could be a big con for other people. I know I ranted and raved about this game being offline as a pro, but it is also a con in that your data is all on one device only. I really wish that I could somehow share the data between my phone and my tablet so I could play when I only have my phone on me if I have random time or anything like that. I completely understand why I cannot, but it also makes me fear for my data. What if something happens to my tablet? You know, I do believe there is a way to recover, and you can absolutely transfer from one device to another. Say if you get a new phone, or if you're like, wow, I do play on my phone, I want to play on my tablet instead. But I think you're supposed to do that few and far between. I think it is kind of a big process. So not a huge con, but could be a big con for some people depending. And honestly, that's all my cons. It was not a very big list, and a lot of them I can see the justification for. Overall, I think this is a very fleshed out game. It really fits it within the IP of Animal Crossing, you know, what we've come to know and love. The villagers are fabulous. I am salty that I have to wait till level 71 for some reason to get Roscoe. Like, give him to me now. But I get it. You need progression in a game. The game will feel extremely overpriced at $20. So please, 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 if you are going to buy this game, get it before the end of January 2025. I believe that is whenever the price goes up to $20. I don't know why there was an arbitrary time that Nintendo put out for the game price to double, but whatever. If you are going to buy it, try to buy it while it's cheaper, of course. This game is very good looking. This game has really kept my attention in these 10 days that it has been out. I can see it continuing to keep my attention as it's going to get updates and as seasonal events and seasonal items roll around. So I do see myself continuing to play this on into the future. And with it being offline, I can kind of just keep playing it forever. Even if all my friends stop playing, even if it stops getting updates, I kind of just, everything that I collect, I just have. Because there's, you know, no online, no microtransactions. It's really great for longevity's sake. Overall, I say this is a big fat yes, as long as the mobile game aspects aren't something that is too annoying to you. I know mobile games are really not some people's style, so I get it. That is all for today's video. I really hope this helped you out on making a decision. I plan to share my camper card over on my community page of YouTube, my little community tab. So if you want to be friends, you want to have an extra friend, you can scan me over there. If you are having a hard time getting a bunch of friends to go to the quarry with and stuff like that, I will put a link below where you can scan a bunch of kind of official Nintendo friends to add to your group, and it is really helpful. I have them all added. It's so helpful. So that is everything for today. I really hope you enjoyed this and have a great one. Bye.